Hi everyone, welcome back to DXB Crypto. I hope you are having a fantastic weekend. And in today's video, we are going to look at Epic Chain. We're going to see whether it's still worth buying, whether we are early, look at the hold accounts. We'll use Nansen.ai, big up Nansen channel partners. Of course, big up Mexi as well. And check out Tangem, my favorite storage wallet. All links in the description. Let's get on with this video, guys. It's going to be super quick, and I'm going to tell you what my feelings are towards the end for this project. The world's fastest growing RWA ecosystem. And of course, you don't want to know that. There's too many RWA projects. What you want to know is, are they backed by Ripple? And the answer to that question is yes. They are described across various different platforms, including CoinMarketCap, X, other places that they are backed by Ripple. Now, being backed by Ripple is not exactly the same, of course, as being collateralized by XRP. I want you to make that very, very distinction. Now, in addition to that, when you look at Epic, they are tackling, of course, both institutional and consumers, of course, consumer and collectibles, commodities, luxury goods, real estate. Okay, tokenized bonds, tokenized equities, treasury bills. I mean, they are going at it with RWA. Of course, it unifies fragmented RWA value with seamless pipeline from tokenization to yields. Epic's architecture transforms asset like real estate, bonds, of course, collectibles into on-chain primitives that can be staked, traded, or spent. I mean, we've seen that before, but this is where the absolute value lies. All of this while having maximum exposure to major RWA markets and earning auto-compounding yield in XRP. Now, I can tell you right now, reason why I'm slightly excited here is because the XRP ledger and the XRP chain are not crowded like Solana. Shitcoins don't come on there every 2 seconds. Right, so backing or Ripple backing, or any mention of XRP gives you an exposure to the most highly liquid chain, of course, where places like in Korea, XRP is revered and it's treated like Bitcoin with a long-term holding. Very bullish. I wanted to make the distinction between being backed by Ripple and being collateralized by XRP. So far, they say an auto-compounding yield in XRP, and that is the RUSD XRP stablecoin. Very, very important to know that. Now, in addition to that, of course, they do have Binance listing, which is amazing. And of course, Binance, as I will show you, the hold account is a significant holder. It could be a risk. Also, it could be market making, and maybe they will send this project to the absolute moon. Now, currently, in terms of the, like I said, in terms of the volume, I'm very impressed. 24-hour volume is quite significant on Binance, on Gate, on Mexi, on HTX. I mean, everyone is absolutely crushing it. And so far, the tokenomics are also allowing that to happen. Why? 30 million tokens, of course, 22.7 in circulation. This could be a 3-figure token, right? Because if you look at the circulation, if you look at the total supply, that is absolutely good tokenomics, I would say. There's still some tokens out, but so far, I like what I'm seeing so far. Of course, now we need to move to where the institutions are trading and where the institutions are putting order blocks for the price to crash after forming this beautiful bull flag on this is the hourly I'm looking at. And look at this, guys. It couldn't be more of a textbook bull flag. You've got your falling channel there, and you've obviously got your boom. You've got this structure here, guys. We may test. I mean, it would be great if the price, likely to break it, but if the price does come back here, of course, and then go again, that gives you an opportunity perhaps to buy this at the bottom of the pole, or the flag, sorry, at around below $2. But by all means, if this resistance is cleared, it looks like this thing wants to go and attack that $3 level which was the price where the all-time high sits right now, right here. Okay, so is it worth buying? Who's holding it? And of course, like I said, the bullish factors are stacked for this one. Number one, we have the RWA. In terms of a narrative, I know RWA will be bigger in 2030, but you have to understand RWA right now is even hot. It'll be even hotter next time round, but it is super hot right now, and it's in a super hot narrative. Number two, Ripple, XRP. Let's talk about XRP for a minute. ISO is going to be a real thing. 20022 is going to take off in the winter months, October, November time. This will be a real narrative. Why? Because this is coming into effect. If you didn't know, now you know. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say the rest of that, but now you know. What does that mean? Well, it's in two hot narratives. It's been backed by Ripple, and it's in this overall context of RWA and ISO tokens that are surely going to take off. Now, in addition to that, you are super early because the holder count for Epic Chain is minuscule so far. 4,694, up 6%. You're still way, way early. Now, in terms of seeing the top wallets, you have the likes of Binance holding a ton, of course, Gate.io, Mexi, KuCoin, all of these big exchanges holding tons and tons of these. So you need to be super, super reassured that the tokens are in big boys' hands, mostly exchanges and mostly in Binance's hands. That could be good, that could be bad. Of course, if they really are going to market make, you know, they've got 34% in this hot wallet and an additional 4%, 6%, 7% in these other two wallets. So this is huge, right? They hold, and this project is super liquid. Now, from a social perspective, they are at it. They are being followed by who's who of crypto. Of course, in addition to that, they consistently post good quality tweets, I must admit. And RLUSD, of course, this is XRP's native infrastructure. And that's why I think this is a less crowded chain, even though it's built on ERC20. But the fact that they're working with XRP and Ripple and all these things, that's very, very bullish. Of course, other social sentiment, you know what Twitter is like. One of the most institutionally recognized assets is XRP. Ripple hasn't backed any other RWA project. Epic is deeply rooted in the XRP infrastructure. Now pair with this already live on Binance, pulling over 30 million in daily volume. Again, you want to make sure that you recognize the bull flag and see where the prices are going. But for social sentiment, it's pretty decent. Pretty decent. Okay. Now, let's look at the nitty-gritty here. The smart wallets. So far, total of 15,053 tokens are held by smart wallets. They got in early. Of course, majority of being borderless capital, and these guys obviously would have been offered the 15,000 tokens quite early. Okay. Now, of course, exchange balances and volumes are up. And the other thing that I've noticed is in terms of the distribution score, it scores at the typical 40%, 41.7% held by, you know, big wallets, top 100 holders, and majority of that is held by Binance. Okay, so there's nothing to worry about. I would say smart money in terms of their, you know, this is the only thing that you need to understand. Really, like that top 100 wallets holds 28 million tokens, right? So it's the entire supply basically in the hands of the big boys. Now, could we make money in this? Of course, you could see here, there are no smaller whales here that have been highlighted in these smart wallets. But I can tell you now from what I've shown you that these wallets have either held or some of them have sold, but majority are held by big boy exchanges. So is it worth it? Definitely. I think it's in a hot narrative. I think it scores for me if it wasn't for the concentration on those wallets, again, these are exchange wallets. I doubt if they'll dump the price, but I think this is something that you need to watch. If it dips below $2, you could get a decent bag. Otherwise, I think this does really, really well, regardless when the market turns around on the basis of those narratives. Now over to you. Let me know your thoughts. I have done a buy alert, FYI, in the community. And again, take advantage of any price dips because, like I said, it's in a hot narrative. It's in RWA. And on top of that, XRP is expected to go to $8. Man, when the ISO officially kicks in, 222, when we go into the next round of the alt run, I think this will do very well. But for now, I have highlighted the risk, higher concentration in kind of whale wallets, higher concentration of exchange holdings. Having said that, it looks like this one is going to do, at the very least, right? At the very least, I think this becomes a 2 to 3 figure token. Let me know your thoughts. Are you in it? And I'll catch you on the next one. Check out Nexi, check out Nansen, and definitely check out Tangent. Take care, guys.